Hello and welcome to Caching Waves. Please excuse my voice. I've been sick all week. Just wanted to give you a update on Litecoin. I put one up yesterday, but a few things have crossed my mind here as potentials. I just wanted to show you where I made adjustments on my trade. First of all, I got in last week right in this area here on the 23rd. My original setup was stop at this proposed too low. And I was targeting the 1.618 up here for our third wave for the closer of the two targets between linear and log. It was at like 78.50-ish. We then got this potential three wave move up. This could be counted as 3 or 5. It's just a really short 4 if you go down to the 15-minute. And after we got our correction to the downside and started coming off, I then lowered my stop up to this last pivot. So pretty good risk reward at this point, not too much risk. I'm leaving that one open, but I have raised my stop even more, and I'll explain that in a second. Just wanted to show you a couple potential counts. First of all, looking back here, you can check out my larger counts. I'm looking for a correction B or a WXY up to the 1-to-1 here at 121.41. And the big question is, are we done down here, or do we have to make lower lows? And I have this as a expanded flat or a expanded WXY. Now if we zoom in closer, we got our three wave W here, our X, and we hit the 1.382 for our potential Y. I just wanted to show you how we could potentially go lower here. First of all, if the Y were to be done, I had this as a three wave ABC, then we had a flat or a running flat X wave, and then another ABC to complete for our Y. And that's when I thought we would start to go impulsively on the bottom potentially as we hit targets there. We're also on log scale, we hit through the 0.618 of the larger A wave or W wave on the daily here, this wave here. You can see we ticked the 0.618 right there. So everything seemed as though we were going to be impulsive off this level. Now, since the sidewave movements happened, potentially we're going to be making lower lows, and how that count would look is this would then be a leading diagonal. And we'd be looking for 5 waves as a standard ABC rather than a Y wave, which is a 1, 2. We have a 1, 2, 3 down. In white, I have the targets there. You can see we hit through the 1.618 of this one wave, which is a little bit extreme because we haven't technically finished our third wave of, or sorry, our fifth wave of our third yet. So I'd expect something like a double bottom, a fourth wave up, and then our targets for our C wave, or more extreme targets, as the larger ABC is the 1.618 at 53.36 on log scale and around $50 on linear. So the question is, are we making new lows? Is the fourth already in and we're going down from here, or do we have to make a little bit of a move up first in a complex correction and then drop like this? So is our fourth in, or do we need to make our fourth still in one more wave up and then come down, correct up again, and then come down for our final fifth? That is the question. But I'm starting to believe that this is the most probable, just because of the weakness in the market the last couple days. You'll also know that I hedged H-bar yesterday. I still have the long open, but I hedged it short. And I'm going to be hedging this one short too. So there's a couple ways to count this. It's hard to know which targets to take our pivots from, because the question I have is this a running flat, and this is like a W. This three wave a W, then we have a running flat. Clean that up here a little bit. Is this a W wave, and then we have a expanded flat, and now we're making a double zigzag here up for our fourth, for our double WXY, and then we come down? Or are we completed here in ABC, or this is our A wave, came down for our B, and this is like an expanded ending diagonal, so much chop for our C, and then we have a 1 down. This does look like 5, and this also potentially looks like 5, and this can be 3 or 5 here, but this looks like 3 currently. So are we coming down for some nesting 1-2s? We're just going to grind here and then absolutely collapse. It's really hard to say at this point, but I have my long open. I've raised my stop even higher. I would suggest you, if you're in this trade, to check your exchange, but I'm moving the pivot even higher up to this pivot. So my risk is almost nothing at this point for the long. Right there at 64.04 is my stop. And the reason for that, excuse me, this is our A wave and this is our B wave. We should get 5 waves coming out here for our C, which would be like this. So we'd have a zigzag here for our A wave. This would be our B wave, and we'd expect, or sorry, this is a WXY, sorry. We have a zigzag here for our W wave, 3 wave correction here, potentially. Again, this is really hard to count here. I can count this as a 3 or a 5. And then we'd have a flat for our Y, which is a 3, 3, and 5 waves up. So we'd expect this to be our 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. And we get divergence there at the end on the RSI. So if this is our C wave, we shouldn't drop below this pivot. So that's why I raised my stop to this level. And in the bearish scenario where the 4 is potentially complete already, over here in just our standard ABC with that expanded ending diagonal there, just an ABC, and this would be our 1, 2, 1, 2, and so on. And how I'm making sure I get involved in this is I'm not entering a short yet, but on the break of this level here at around $64, I want it to be just below that pivot of this proposed ABC. If this is a 1, 2, 1, 2, potentially 1, 2, we'd expect it to just take off. So first I'd make sure the market's going our way. Again, I'd put my entry around $64. My stop will go at this high, and I will be targeting down at the 1.618 here, regular scale. Sorry, I'll zoom out a little bit here. We'll be targeting the 1.618 here. So pretty good trade, and that would just be to complete our fifth wave here. Again, we'll target a little better. We might double bottom here once this starts to show itself. But as you can see, if we have some nested 1-2s, we can really come down hard here. But that's how I'm going to hedge, just to make sure I don't miss it if we collapse here in that potential 3 1-2s in a row. And I shouldn't get into the trade. It shouldn't even trigger if this ends up being the C wave, where we get 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. We'll be taking profit around 68.46 or 68.34. That's the closer one. And all that is our 1-to-1 of this proposed A wave for our C wave. So we're just taking our A wave and our flat, extending it out for our C wave at the 1-to-1, and that would be our take profit for that setup. And currently my stops moved all the way up to this pivot for that. And that's the perfect area we would look for our fourth if we get that at the 1-to-1. Oh, excuse me, the 1-to-1. Between the 382 and the 50 of this proposed potential third wave down here. So that's the area we'd be looking for and targeting new lows. So there you go, guys. Thanks for watching. I'll try and update as much as I can. My voice is a little rough right now, but thanks for watching. Any questions, let me know. I hope you can navigate this market nice and cleanly. Again, taking just a trigger market order below $64 there at the break of that level, because that should be a pretty explosive wave if we have 3 1-2s back to back. And if we don't get that, won't be in the market at all. Make sure the market comes to us to trigger. Thanks for watching, guys.